Yeah, let me create a preamble. The truth is that APC, the All Progressive Congress, a party in Nigeria, some time ago, way back in 2015, decided to form an alliance between CPC and AD to clinch power away from PDP. And because they sold a narrative that PDP is corrupt and was embezzling the monies of Nigeria. And Nigerians decided to give them power. And for the last 7 years that the same APC have been in power, they have embezzled more than what PDP has embezzled. And we suddenly realize that they have not only embezzled, but they have brought within themselves an agenda that has an Islamic coloration. Others will want to say an Islamic agenda. But for purpose of decorum, I would want to say an Islamic coloration. Now in Nigeria, as we are currently, Nigeria is divided along a strongly pronounced religious and regional fault lines. So it is only assumed that for purpose of moral rationality, that people will always want to choose Muslim Christian ticket to create a balance. I remember very well, you, Nekbe, there was a time I was making reference to a political party which I support that seemingly brought a Christian candidate, and you, Nekbe, was physically bittered or not in support of a Christian ticket. I don't want to call the political party. Now we have a political party, APC, who has a flag bearer in the name of Tinubu, who in the first time chose a Muslim running mate, and that was to be just like what Peter Obi did when he picked a Christian running mate. I told it was just like what was it they call it? Something you hold for purpose of making your real announcement. Tinubu also did that. And eventually when he chose his actual running mate, he chose another Muslim candidate. Now Nigeria is at a precipice. The Christian community in Nigeria completely rejects the decision because of the idea that, or the interpretation that at a time where the Christians in Nigeria have suffered the worst persecution ever since independence. When we say Christians in Nigeria have suffered the worst persecution in Nigeria, what immediately comes to mind is our Catholic church bomb blast, where a group of Islamic irredentists walked into a church and shot defenseless Christians that went to church to just engage in a service. And this is one of many atrocities committed against Christians. And as if to rub insults upon injury, we have a president that have now chosen that it is time for Nigeria to experience a Muslim candidate. So a lot of churches in Nigeria, a lot of Christians in Nigeria are outraged by this decision of Tinubu and his APC. APC. So that is exactly what is happening in Nigeria, and I have set the tone of today's discussion.
Yeah, Mr. Raka, the other day, why I was criticizing Peter Obi. So at that time, many of us were expecting him to nominate a candidate from the north that will help to boost his chances in the north. That is why I was criticizing him. It's different from this APC Muslim ticket. You understand?
No, but even when I told you it was a temporary decision, you kept insisting on towing that line.
No,
Anyway,
at that time,
that's past now. That's past.
At that time, we all assume that the candidate is the final candidate because we don't know if he's going to change the candidate or not. But now that he changed and exchanged it with a Muslim running mate in the north, I think it's good.
Now, the issue is this. I don't see why people are complaining for this reason. The essence of contesting election is to win. If Bola Tinubu is running on the Muslim ticket, it's going to affect him adversely. There's no doubt about that. So if you are saying that the APC has been a nuisance party since they came to power, and they are making mistakes that will sweep them out of power, why are we complaining? Because one thing is certain, the Christians will not vote for them. That is as sure as the sun will rise. The Christians will never vote for them on a Muslim ticket. Considering the number of Christians in Eastern Nigeria, Western Nigeria, the Middle Belt, the Muslims cannot outnumber them. So if they want to make it a religious war, it's fine. That is, they are digging their own graves and they sweep themselves out of power. That is how I see it. So left to me, people should not even make noise about it, because if we continue to make noise about it, it will give them the opportunity to mend their fences. Once they mend their fences, they are likely to retain power again. For another 4 or 5 years, they are going to be in office. So the best thing, let people keep quiet, let them dig their own grave, and at the end of the day, if they fall into the grave, bury them alive. That is the end of APC. So why are we making so much hula baloo over Muslim ticket? The essence of election is to win. I mean, contesting an election is to win. And if they do the mistakes that will sweep them out of power, why are you complaining?
Now the truth is this. On Arise TV, there's a young man called Rufai. The man summarized this issue with one sentence, and I am thanking God that such a man was brought to make that statement. He said that we were able to create Nigeria without creating Nigerians. Now, we created Nigeria with people that are inclined with a proclivity to be associated with their ethnic constraints. The Yoruba man thinks he's a Yoruba man. The Igbo man thinks he's an Igbo man. The Hausa man or Fulani man thinks he is entitled to his enclave. While Nigeria grew from 1960, when we got our independence, none of these three major tribes felt a need to unite Nigeria beyond these ethnic proclivities. And I want to thank Mr. Rufai of Arise TV for that wonderful statement. Now, the advent of the emergence of Buhari as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria amplified this division along religious and ethnic lines. So a Tinubu emerging as a flag bearer of a political party and choosing another Muslim in a period where Christians in Nigeria suffered the highest persecution ever since independence. The latest experience in every Christian mind is the our Catholic Church bomb blast, where some recalcitrant terrorists walk into a church where Christians are having their normal, as usual church service, and we're shooting defenseless Christians. Rather than the party in power, the APC, take their decisions in consideration of the sensitivities of Christians who have suffered this persecution, they have decided to rub insult upon injury on the sensibilities of Christians. They are more or less like telling Christians, you guys can go to hell. After all, we had a Christian vice president and nothing happened. So we can as well do without a Christian vice president and just put in a Muslim vice president so that we can go ahead and treat Christians as shit